So, stranger things have occurred sometimes in your pants and sometimes out late at night. 3 kids, 3 friends are going around town. They're part of a club. Reminds me of the Losers Club from It. They are all about playing Dungeons and Dragons, just hanging out, being like middle schoolers together, and some weird fucking shit starts occurring at the Department of Energy, Hawkins Laboratory /
Weird things you put at the Circle K.
Okay, Groofus. But yeah, so all that stuff's going on, and they get caught up in the middle, and they meet this girl that's experiment, and she becomes their friend, and monsters are involved, and subplots abound, and cool 80s music, and badass synth music.
And what you're going to find when you watch this is you're going to find the perfect ode and fucking love letter to John Carpenter, to The Thing, to fucking The Goonies, to fucking, like you said, It, Stephen King. Even the lettering when it shows up on the chapters is Stephen King lettering.
Yeah, that's what somebody said. I think I read somewhere they said this is Steven Spielberg and Stephen King at the heart of it, and that's the best example or the best explanation of this thing I could tell you. And it just sucks because it's like it's so nostalgic, and you wish that this was going on all the time. Like you still wish that the 80s filmmaking that they did back then is still going on today. There's no doubt that if you were born in the 80s, early 80s, mid 80s, late 80s, whatever, you will go back and watch this and you'll be like, oh my god, they fucking did it just right. They did. Even with when we talk about the title sequence, like they even make it like grainy looking in a way because they have like little poppies. Like, you know, I don't know what they are, but they're little poppies is what I call them on the fucking screen.
Puppies.
The poppies.
The puppies.
It's not like
Poppies on the Rockies.
The poppies.
I thought of the perfect way to explain this shit, man.
What?
I birthed it.
You birthed it from your vagina?
Fucking palmed it out, you know? Just now. The perfect way to explain this is if you watch the classic Stephen King movies that aren't that good but are fun to watch.
Yeah.
Maximum Overdrive, all that shit. Maybe not Maximum Overdrive.
I still like that.
Where the fuck did that come from?
Emilio!
But all these Stephen King movies, if you take the good stuff out of them, and because those movies all have problems.
Yeah.
They're all weird and overall.
Yeah, but they're fun-loving corny.
Yeah, but they have a certain feel to them. If you take the good stuff out of a Stephen King movie and put it into the well-drawn-out plot and the seamlessness that a Steven Spielberg movie has, that's what you get in this show. That's what you get in Stranger Things. Right. It flows well. It's well-written. It moves at a perfect pace.
Feeling good.
But it's got that weird rainy day, something's fucking in the mist feel to it.
It brings back the good memories in you.
It does. It does.
I think that I can't say it any better than that. Like it's one of those. It's a love letter. It really is.
There's Eggos, and they're the old style Eggos. It's like 1983 is the exact year, and they bring it out so perfectly. But underneath the layer of all this nostalgia and all this fun stuff, there is a lot of originality, and there's a J.J. Abrams.
J.J.
Abrams
from Germany.
From Abrams.
Oh,
there's a slight J.J. Abrams. What the fuck?
Abrams.
God damn it, Sandra.
Right. So smoke.
I thought we were both going to say Sandra, and I was like, that's really fucking weird.
Summer love it.
Best friends. He doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells. What lies underneath is there's actually some scares in this. There's a monster that'll remind you of the coolness of the Resident Evil monster. Fucking Venus flytrap.
Yeah, they never, and that's a cool thing. They let the monster be mysterious on purpose, which I like that a lot. Duffer Brothers were fucking awesome, and I love you, Duffers. Go have a Duff beer on us. But those guys really took the nostalgic flavor and they went all the way with it. And I mean, I swear to God, like, if I got a chance to go direct movies, if Mike and I did, I think that's exactly what we would do. Because I'm fucking fed up with the same, you know, rinse, repeat kind of horror movies and the kind of bullshit they put out today. And those were the Duffer Brothers were like, I'm done with that too. I just want to go back to where it was fun, different, and exciting.
And you know what's weird about that? They did it somehow without it ever feeling like a ripoff. And they openly love letter this shit. Like, there's an Evil Dead poster. There's the Thing poster. They're not hiding from the fact that they are generally taking from these movies and putting it into this. Back in the good old days, kids fucking rode bicycles and shit, man. But they were like, oh, Shang-Chi's like, winner gets my X-Men 134.
134.
Yeah, that was we used to trade like fucking cassette tapes and like CDs and shit.
Mike was like a drug addict back in the day, because he'd be like, Jay, what can I do to get that #1 combo? And I knew it was a piece of shit. Like, I got an X-Men Adventure.
Yeah, you fucked me so many times, dude.
And he'd be like, what can I do? I was like, I don't know, ride through the fucking forest and take your pants off and let the fucking leaves slap you in the ass. I'll do it. And I'm like, here you go. And he'd find out it was like worth $2.
What? I don't always know when you wanted something I had too, but I got this, you'd be like, let me bring you to a special place. I got this thing hidden under my bed because nobody else can see it. You're like, this could be yours.
I felt like
you're like, this is worth $97, and like in Wizard issue number 227.
I read Wizard.
I'm like, fuck Jay, I don't have my Wizard on me. You're like, You believe me. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So like, I'm like, here's 37 comic books and you give me this one and I take it home and I'm like, yes. And then 6 months later, I'm like, this is worth $6 fucking.
Straight gangster rap. I feel like Suge Knight. Like, you gonna give me that comic book.
That's okay. One time I went to a Christian rock concert at like a church. It was like a shitty little band, but there was 3 members to it.
I remember you did
and
that.
They gave me a sticker and they signed it, so it was 3 autographs and you couldn't tell what it said. And I traded it to your brother Cody for a bunch of CDs and shit. And I told him it was Green Day.
You fucking lying bastard. At least I never did that to you. If I gave you a Captain America comic book, it was Captain America.
Well, yeah, I could read the fucking cover. I just didn't know it was a reprint or some shit. You fucking dick. And then they get the teens perfect too, because you got a teenager drama going on. You got this. It looks like Andrew Garfield's evil fucking cousin. It's like the popular kid.
Yeah.
And then Edward fucking Furlong. That was Edward fucking Furlong.
It wasn't.
No, but it should be. Even the asshole characters, the high school characters that seem like dicks at first, they have multiple layers. There's a sheriff in this, and I can't remember his name either.
He's great.
I'm not a fucking IMDb computer.
They have Winona Ryder.
God! Winona Ryder's in this fucking movie, which is, I mean, that's a throwback itself. Little Women. I mean,
Lydia.
It's a
Lydia's
classic.
in it. Lydia.
Beetlejuice, yeah, that too. Beetlejuice.
Don't say it again.
Nice fucking model.
There you go.
But the casting and the sheriff in this, I can't remember his name. He's my favorite one.
He's awesome.
He's a guy who's got a deep, dark past. He wakes up and the first time they show him, he's like, I'm gonna pop a pill, I'm gonna drink this beer, and I'm gonna smoke a cigarette and just stare at myself in the mirror. Multi-dimensional because he seems like this jokester guy, and you like him because of that, but he also seems like a dick, but he goes fucking
Well, it wasn't just the high school bullies, it was the middle school bullies that pick on the 3 kids. And that is so nostalgic again of the 80s, of these 2 fucking douchebags that run around like the tough guys, and they pick on them because they read comic books or they play Dungeons and Dragons, or that one kid has like a lisp because his teeth hadn't come in. And that kid reminded me of the kid from the Goonies, Chunk.
Christopher Nolan, Batman Begins, fucking Goosebumps.
Yeah.
That would be the show. Fucking amazing. I give it a 9.5 out of 10, man.
I gave it a 10, man.
Yeah.
Like, I loved it that much. I think that the music alone, just the way that the synthetic kind of music.
The John Carpenter shit.
And the title sequence, and then the way they shot it and the way it looked. I mean, I know it's today's technology and it looks really like crystal clear versus what I mean, they could have gone the extra step and made it look like VHS-y. But, I mean, who cares? I don't care about that. But the characterizations and the comedy and the horror and the mystery and the suspense, all that stuff combined really made me feel like I was watching one of those made-for-TV movies that I used to watch back in the late 80s, early 90s or whatever. And that was what, for me, ultimately sealed it for a 10. Because that is an original by itself. Like, The Guest was one of those first films that I had seen that was like one of those throwback kind of movies. Or You're Next. But this really took it to a next level and made like 8 episodes of it. I really can't wait for them to make a few more seasons of this. I hope they do.
If Spielberg fucked J.J. Abrams and then John Carpenter jerked off in the corner, stranger things. If you guys have watched this show, if you haven't, what do you guys think? Comment down below, let us know. We will do a spoiler review coming up. I love your fucking faces. He loves your fucking faces. And if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button. Because it's a goddamn way of opinion.